Hello, in this video we're going to learn how to add or subtract matrices. The first thing we need to do is see what size our matrices are because we have to have the exact same size in order to add or subtract matrices together. So we count the matrices by the rows and columns. So this one has 1, 2, 3 rows, 1, 2, 3 columns. So this is a 3 by 3 matrix. If we look at matrix B, again, if we look at the rows 1, 2, 3 and then the columns 1, 2, 3, we know that this is also a 3 by 3 matrix. So what that tells me is that both of these matrices are 3 by 3 and I can go ahead and add them together. So I'm going to get those out of my way. So if I want to do A plus B, I would set up my matrix. Now that I know that these are 3 by 3 matrices, so when I add these together I'm going to get the same size. So I should get a 3 by 3 matrix from this addition. So I'm going to do 2 plus 1. Well, if you look at this, all I'm doing is I'm adding the corresponding element. So this top left, the first row, first column. Now I'm going to go down this row. So first row, second column. 1 plus the negative 2. So it'll be 1 plus a negative 2. And then my next element is going to be the negative 2, first row, third column, plus 4. And now I'm going to go to the second row. So I'm going to start on this row, and I'm going to add down the row. Corresponding elements, 1 plus negative 3. 4 plus negative 2. 3 plus 1. And then now I'm going to go to the last row, so negative 2 plus 0. And I'm going to go to negative 1 plus 5, or plus 0 again. And then now I'm going to do 5 plus 5. And now to finish it, all I do is I add each individual element, or the corresponding elements to each other. So what I'm doing here is I'm showing you that inside the parentheses that is just going to be or reduce to one element. So I need to simplify this down. So my final resulting matrix is going to be 2 plus 1, 3. And I'm just going to do that all the way down. 1 plus negative 2 gives me negative 1. Negative 2 plus 4 is 2. 1 plus negative 3 is negative 2. 4 plus negative 2 is 2. 3 plus 1 is 4. Negative 2 plus 0, negative 2. Negative 1 plus 0 is negative 1. 5 plus 5, 10. And there you go. There's A plus B. Now, if I was to do B plus A, would I get the same thing? Well, think about it. If I did B plus A, all that would do would change, it'd be 1 plus 2 instead of 2 plus 1. Well, we know that if we change the order of addition, we're going to get the same thing. But as you can see, or as you'll find out, that's not necessarily the case with subtraction. Now, addition is commutative, so matrix addition is also commutative, but not necessarily with subtraction. So let's get these out of the way. And now let's say A minus B. Okay, so now again, A is the first matrix, so I'm going to take the elements in the A matrix and I'm going to subtract the elements in the B matrix, so corresponding elements. Now the only thing that changes is instead of adding them, now I'm subtracting them. It's not too difficult. I said plus there, and that's one problem. Sometimes you can forget what you're doing, so 1 minus the negative 2. Negative 2 minus 4. 1 minus negative 3. 4 minus negative 2. 3 minus 1. Negative 2 minus 0. Negative 1 minus 0. And 5 minus 5. And now all I need to do to simplify or to solve this problem or to finish the problem is just do the simple subtraction. 2 minus 1. 1 minus a negative. Remember, when we subtract a negative, it's the same as adding the positive. So 1 plus 2 is 3. Negative 2 minus 4. Again, remember the rule when we're adding two or combining two negatives. Negative 2 minus 4. It's going to be a negative. and it's just going to be 2 plus 4, 6, so negative 6. 1 minus a negative 3, that's going to be plus 3, so 4. 4 minus a negative 2, again, is plus 2, so 6. 3 minus 1 is 2. Negative 2 minus 0 stays negative 2, negative 1, and 0. So there's A minus B. Now, we said addition is commutative, so if we changed the order, B, or A plus B, B plus A is the same thing. Would we do the same with B minus A? So does, here's the question, does A, again the question, if we get that sized right, does A minus B equal B minus A? Now let's look into this and let's see what would happen. If I did B minus A instead of A minus B like I did here, the only thing that would change is now these red values from matrix B would be first. So let's look at this if we changed it. So B minus A would be the same thing basically except for different order. So it would be a 1, I meant 1, there we go, 1 minus 2, and then it would be 2, well that's a negative 2, minus 1, and then 4 minus a negative 2. Now I'm not going to finish the rest of this matrix because this should be enough to get the point, but if I were to solve this now, let's look and see what the first row would be. 1 minus 2 is negative 1, negative 2 minus 1 is negative 3, and 4 minus a negative 2, well that'd be plus 2, so that'd be 6. What do you notice about the first row of each of these matrices? So again, this is A minus B up here, and this is B minus A. Well, you should see that these are just the opposites. So A minus B does not equal, so A minus B does not equal B minus A. Now, we could say A minus B is equal to the opposite, so it would be negative 1, times B minus A. Okay, so that's matrix addition and subtraction. Hopefully you learned something. Have a great day.